Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Somebody painted our windows black?
It wasn't me.
I'm calling the police.
I was asleep in my bed. Kind of pretty, huh, Mommy? It's not all the kids, but it's some of them. And she knows one of
Chew faster, sweetie.
Last night you said chew slower.
Yes. Slower at night and faster in the morning. That's the new rule.
What about the activities class?
What activities class?
I told you, the one that Chanel's in after school, in the library.
I will call the school today.
This is Detective Tarnower. Despite all evidence to the contrary, he considers himself an amusing man.
Judge Gray, what time did you turn in last night?
Midnight. I didn't hear a thing.
Will you catch the bad guy?
Well, I have one clue. Whoever did it was extremely poor.
Now, how do you know that?
By the cheap single-ply toilet paper and the crappy old ladder.
The latter happens to be mine. Ah, a little joke. Very droll.
Yeah, well, it could be a symbolic act, you know, the blackening of the windows and the painting of no fare on the door, kind of a tit-for-tat situation.
You are a law enforcement officer? Because you don't dress like it.
Judge, have you consigned anyone to darkness lately? I mean, metaphorically speaking, or made anybody feel like toilet paper?
Ew.
Well, judges consign people to darkness every day, and they don't think it's fair. Where's your pencil case?
Okay.
No, you eat. Okay.
What about you? Any enemies?
Madison Kotak.
Well, that's a good lead. Is your mother single?
She's divorced.
Boyfriend?
She could if she wanted. You have to arrange it.
Arrange what?
My activities class, you forgot already? You're such a dirge.
Stop calling me a dirge. I'll look into it soon.
Soon means never.
Soon means you just lost your allowance.
I heard intense nausea means an intelligent child.
Well, then you're obviously carrying Albert Einstein.
I want my child to attend the alma mater of my mentor, Judge Amy Gray.
I think you should focus a little closer at hand.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Read some pregnancy books. Take some classes. Have a birth plan.
I'm having a cesarean. I booked it with Dr. Fakir.
What kind of a doctor offers an elective cesarean?
A very special doctor who graduated third in his class at the Caribbean Medical School.
Oh, my God.
I know. And reasonable.
Donna, do you think that for once you could do something this important in the regular, time-tested manner?
Like what?
How do I know? Choose a hospital, take a tour. I'll phone around and find out.
Damara Caruth.
Maxine, I almost didn't hear you.
Was the Roseland complaint issued?
Not yet.
Why not? It's been 10 days.
We're busy, Maxine. Cases are prioritized.
Oh, I see. Fine. I understand the state's attorney's office is busy. I can see how something as trifling as child abuse might have to wait.
It's on my list. I'll get to it.
No hurry, because these children have already been sexually abused, and after the initial trauma, they get used to it.
Go to hell, Maxine.
I have files full of hell, many with actual pictures. Well, you wouldn't care about that.
We're crossing a line here.
With prosecution like this, he won't even need to hire defense. Oh, let me pay for that. I'm only too proud to pay for a hard-working public servant's coffee.
Here's an idea, Maxine. Why don't you try to find another state attorney to work with?
especially we.
Oh, God.
Mrs. Gray, nice to see you. How's Lauren enjoying the second grade?
Very much. She and Mrs. Brewer get along very well.
Oh, good.
In fact, I was just speaking to Mrs. Brewer about the gifted program. Lauren's friend Chanel is in the group, and Lauren would like to participate. And Mrs. Brewer said that I should speak to you since you're the one who would have recommended her for testing last year.
That's right.
You didn't recommend her for testing.
Lauren is sweet, bright, motivated, a little precocious with all that hair, but she's not gifted.
I disagree.
Well, you're not objective.
Well, neither are you. You're allowing our mutual antipathy to affect your judgment.
You're accusing me of unprofessional conduct?
Yeah, well, that's what antipathy means. We don't like each other.
I'm late for class, Mrs. Gray.
It's Ms. Gray. It's just a little thing. Anyway, I would hate for Lauren to lose out because of a misunderstanding between us. It would be one thing if she tested and failed to qualify, but you didn't even give her the chance.
The school board pays for evaluations. It's not cost-effective to test children who are unlikely to qualify.
What if I had her tested independently?
There's certainly no law against that.
Well, that's what I'll do then.
And I wish you the best of luck.
That's me, number 4, off of Bobby Orr. Now, I pick up a bullet from Gavin in the neutral zone and deke along the boards. I probably should have passed to Tyler right there, but I didn't. And you should never drop your head along the boards, but I did. Couldn't breathe or nothing. Seeing stars there, and then... It really hurt.
Were they able to save your eye, Andy?
No, they had to remove it. Later, I'll get a glass one.
Your Honor, we renew our objection to the use of this inflammatory video.
The tape clearly shows David Shipp purposely and with malice used a weapon to maim Andy Thomas.
Your Honor, it was not a weapon, it was a hockey stick. And it was not an assault, but rather an unfortunate mishap during a particularly intense game of hockey between two fierce rivals.
Now, Andy Thomas checked David Shipp right before the fight, frustrating his chance at a game-tying goal. We have affidavits from players on both teams stating David Shipp declared his intention to get revenge.
Typical posturing between adolescent males.
I'm overruling your objection, Miss Bowes. The videotape stands.
Prosecution rests, Your Honor.
Can I stay down? Chanel shot herself in the face with a rubber band. How gifted is that?
I'm not so sure those gifted programs are anything more than parents making science projects of their children.
Do you remember when Lauren asked me who would win in a fight? An angel or a ghost? Tell me that isn't the thought process of a gifted child.
Amy, what do you think getting her in a gifted program means?
She'd go to extra classes and learn extra stuff. What really bugs me is that her teacher deliberately held her back.
Well, as long as that's what really bugs you.
What are you doing?
I'm on a stakeout.
How do you know that the vandal is going to come back tonight?
Of course, I don't know that. But if he does, I'll be waiting.
Mom, you can't do this. You're turning into a vigilante.
I'll be fine.
What if he's dangerous?
He fights with toilet paper, Amy. Good night, dear.
Lunatic.
I heard that. How dare you come to my house where I live, where my family lives, where my granddaughter sleeps? How dare you? This is my home.
What did you do to him?
Nothing that he didn't deserve.
Ma.
He was urinating in my gas tank.
I don't care.
He's a common criminal. The only good thing is he's likely to be dead before he gets old enough to do any real
That's
damage.
enough. Go inside and call the police. You okay?
Can you walk?
I feel a little sick.
You should have thought of that. Go inside.
Good morning. I'm here on that Samuel's murder thing. I was the secondary on that, so I'm wearing my respectable suit.
Well, you look terrific.
So do you. I heard you caught your vandal last night.
Oh, Detective Hornblower.
Ton-hour.
Right. Right.
You didn't recognize me, huh?
No. Yes, of course I did. Your name was on the tip of my... If you're a homicide detective, why were you looking into a vandalism?
Because you're a judge. Today's vandalism is tomorrow's revenge killing. But it's your mother that the boy has a beef with. Apparently she removed him from the home, and he hates her for it.
Well, mystery solved.
Did you know there's a rule against cops asking out victims of a crime?
Well, my mother's technically semi-seeing somebody anyway. Yeah, Jared Duff, the big financier.
Technically, it's your mother that was the victim. So now that you know I'm an elite homicide cop, maybe you would consider having dinner with me?
Detective Tarnower. I'm actually pretty busy with this trial.
The hockey thing, right?
Yeah, I can't really talk about it.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, I guess.
I coached hockey. And you know, the thing that got me was all the pressure on the kids to be tough. From the coaches and the parents, and more than anything, the scouts.
The Scouts? For 14-year-olds?
Oh, yeah. These kids, they're aiming for the big league. They gotta stand out. The easiest way to do that? Kick butt. I'll let you know what happens with your vandal.
Yes, thank you, Detective Turnover.
Good news or bad news?
Lay the good stuff on me.
Tamara Carruth has agreed to stay on the Roseland case, despite the fact that you insulted her and caused her to spill hot coffee on her hand.
I asked you for the good stuff.
The bad news is that she's collected a number of complaints about your deportment.
What about her deportment?
You've already chased one state's attorney off the Roseland case, and I'm telling you, we won't get a third.
So, I'm suspended?
Not if you go to an anger management course. I told them I wouldn't ask
I'll go.
Excuse me?
I said I'll go.
It's a whole day. With other people? And an instructor?
Last night, I yelled at a child. I lost my temper.
What did he do?
Vandalized my home?
Then he probably deserved it.
No, Sean, he did not. I don't give a damn about Tamara Carruth. But I don't yell at children. And I will go to the anger management seminar.
Oh. Well, okay then. Really?
I said I'll go.
We'll start in admissions, check out the nursery, then move towards the actual birthing rooms. Waiting for the mother?
Yeah, she said she'd be here.
Well, we're about to begin. Fathers can learn a lot, too.
No, I'm not the father. He's in jail.
I see. Well, good thing she has you.
I wasn't aiming for his eye.
What were you aiming for?
His head area.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why? You hate Andy Thomas?
I don't even know him.
Was it because he spoiled your goal?
Goal scoring is not exactly my rep.
What is your rep?
I'm good in the corners.
That's hockey code, Your Honor, for being an enforcer.
What hockey code?
Is that what you are, David? A good enforcer?
I'm on the ice. The other team knows it.
Oh, so you were sending Andy a message?
I'm sorry about his eye. I'm really sorry. But Andy laid a hard hit on our top scorer.
It's my job to show him that he can't get away with that.
Your coach tell you that?
He doesn't have to tell me.
Were there any scouts in the stands during the game?
Yeah.
Did they communicate with you at all?
He nodded at me.
He nodded?
Yeah, like, good job.
Isn't it true that you've been given a new nickname that other players now call you the Hitman?
Yeah, I heard that.
As you can see, we replace cold, functional hospital rooms with warm birthing environments. There's soothing music, patterned sheets, and yet, just beyond these doors, is the most advanced infant ICU in the state.
Why do you need that?
Oh, say there's a concern.
Like what, for example?
Oh, say low birth weight. There's a fridge here for juice.
What about cesareans?
We're set up for all eventualities, but I don't think we need to go into details.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Women need to know what they're facing. What eventualities?
Breech birth, eclampsia. But during this orientation, we try not to dwell on the negative.
Breech birth, eclampsia? What's eclampsia?
That woman who died in childbirth on ER, she had eclampsia.
Toxemia, placental abruption.
What's that?
It's a massive hemorrhage. All kinds of things can happen.
If we could please just move along.
Is there somewhere we can get a list of all the terrible things that can happen?
The defense in the hockey case is asking for a continuance. They want to present character witnesses.
What, cheerleaders?
I don't think they have cheerleaders in hockey, Judge.
Judge Gray.
Detective Tarnauer. This is Donna Kozlowski-Pant, my court clerk, and Bruce Van Exel, my CSO.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, I'm innocent. I'll take a blood test. Huh. Judge Gray, I know you're pressed for time, so let me come right out and ask if you'd like to go with me to see Lou Reed.
Oh, like a date?
Judge Gray, we have to go.
Detective Tarnauer, much as I love Lou Reed, you can tell I'm pretty swamped here. So you should really move on to someone else.
Okay, if you're sure.
Yes. Thank you.
You can't go out with him. You're smart and beautiful and young and hot and successful. I mean, he's not even in your league. It's ludicrous.
Donna.
Well, he's not. I mean, do you think he's in her league?
I don't have a league.
I mean, I bet you never even gone out with somebody who wasn't handsome and smart and athletic and charming and perfect.
Of course I have. I have.
Anger is an emotion. But crying, yelling, screaming, hitting, sarcasm, these are all angry behaviors, actions that we choose to take. Now, Barbara, why are you here?
I lost my temper.
No, with all due respect, there is really no such thing as losing our temper. Rage hits us within 1/10 of a second, and in that minute space of time, we don't lose anything. We choose to let it go, just as we choose to take action. Now, Barbara, why are you here?
I spat at a store clerk.
Action! Randall.
I kicked a dog. Not my own.
Action! Nicole.
I dumped my soda on a talker in the movies.
Now, who hasn't wanted to take that action before? Hands, good. Maxine?
I slammed a boy's penis in my gas tank lid. I said some cruel things to him as well, which is worse. Also, I humiliated a coworker. I've done that before, though. Quite often, actually. But never to anyone who didn't deserve it.
Ah, that was interesting.
What?
Well, the way you use your smile as a weapon. All right, now, we're going to learn how to deal with our adjustment disorder by using breathing techniques, redirecting energy into hobbies and housework, and using positive self-talk. Now, can everyone please say, I've taken the first positive step to deal with my anger issues?
I've taken the first positive step to deal with my anger issues.
Yes, Maxine.
I don't think that housework and breathing are going to work for me.
That's good. Boundary assertion, that's good. But see, Maxine, you're still using that smile as a weapon.
Not a very effective one, obviously.
When you said you made me lunch, I thought you meant something fancy schmancy.
Actually, it's just my way of getting you to read my column.
Well, I'm happy to help.
This is what I learned during the birthing orientation, which you didn't show up at.
When was that again?
Don't give me that. You never miss an appointment.
I'm sorry, Vincent. You're right. It was discourteous for me to stand you up. Would you forgive me enough to allow me the honor of reading your article?
Yes.
Good. I'm going to the bathroom now. Thank you for lunch.
So this Dr. Feltes specializes in child development. If he says Lauren is gifted, she is gifted, and Mrs. Schlewy can kiss my ass.
Well, someday you and I are going to get together and do something besides sit in a doctor's office.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to cancel lunch, and I knew I had to do this.
You know, my Gary's gifted.
Gary, who shaved off his eyebrows?
Well, he's only gifted in math. I mean, he can't spell logarithms, but he can do them in his head.
So Lauren asked me this question. Who is stronger, an angel or a ghost? I mean, that's got to be a gifted mind to come up with that.
Well, it's certainly poetic.
And she's an incredible arguer. She'll logic you to death.
Oh, I wish he wasn't.
What?
Gifted. Gary.
Why?
Because he's an impressionable 14-year-old kid, and all these people are telling him what to do, and they're pushing him to be a numbers cruncher. I worry sometimes that being a math whiz is his whole identity. I mean, what happens if he wants to be a cop? Cops are good. Cops can be smart.
Lolly, if you want to know about the cop, you can just ask me.
Okay, is your cop like really buff and manly, prematurely balding? I just love that look.
He's not my cop.
So what? Is he like donut gut, beer breath, you want to touch my gun? What?
No, he's very nice.
But not in your league.
I don't have a league.
Ms. Gray, I very much enjoyed my time with Lauren, and I'll call you with the results.
Oh, okay. I thought we could talk.
We will. Probably this afternoon.
So how was it?
Fun. We did puzzles and stuff. I did good.
Well, you did well.
I know.
Donna, you all right?
Yes.
Donna, are you crying?
No.
There's a real irony attached to this case. Being dragged into court, charged with blinding another player. All of this has done nothing but bolster David Shipp's reputation as an enforcer. And if I follow my inclination and recommend detention, well, that'll only make David Shipp look even more like a tough guy. So, I am finding you delinquent and recommending 3 years probation.
You mean I can just go?
Your Honor, what message is this sending out?
Wait, I am not finished. I am entitled to impose certain restrictions on your probation, above and beyond those outlined for me. Among them, no fighting, no truancy.
Your Honor, with all due respect.
And no hockey.
Your Honor, I must object. My client is a talented athlete who has a future in the sport. Missing a season of hockey would seriously damage his chances of going on to play in college or the pros, not to mention the emotional impact.
No, I'm not
talking about missing a season of hockey. I am prohibiting him from playing hockey at all during his entire probation period.
No, I would rather go to jail.
Well, break the conditions of your probation, you'll get that wish.
Your Honor, you're effectively ending David's chances at his chosen profession.
Profession? He's a 14-year-old boy. His current profession is school. And not to mention, he had no qualms about ending Andy Thomas's career as a hockey player. School sports are supposed to foster a sense of healthy competition and fair play. And in that regard, they mirror the dynamics of the adult world. There are boundaries, and when we cross them, we give up certain rights. In this case, the right to use a hockey stick as a weapon, but also the right to win at any cost.
Please, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. You cannot do this to me. Hockey is my life.
Hockey was your gift, Mr. Ship. And life is full of those. I hope you find another.
Breathe in, breathe out. Our palms open to the cosmos, our minds to new thoughts. Imagine your secret place in all of its beauty. You're safe, in control, content, comfortable, at peace. You are your own secret, true best self. Then comes rolling toward you a red ball. This is your anger. This is your rage. And as it comes towards you, it becomes ever smaller and cooler, more manageable, until it is a tiny, harmless marble you can hold in the palm of your hand. Share what ignites your anger. Let it pass from you to the marble of rage, and then deliver it to the next person.
My anger is ignited by people who don't signal and drive slow in the fast lane.
Pass it on.
My anger is ignited by the banter of television news people.
Yes.
My anger is ignited by the fact that eating a 2-pound box of candy adds 5 pounds to my hips.
My anger is ignited by people who interrupt my dinner to sell me a new long-distance server.
Pass it on.
My anger is ignited by...
Just let it flow, Maxine.
by men who beat children to death with extension cords, and women who plunge babies into scalding water so they'll stop crying. My anger is ignited by fathers who rape their daughters, and pregnant women who take crack and drink alcohol without a thought for the tiny souls they are damning to a lifetime of pain. Babies in dumpsters, drug overdoses, burns, cuts, gunshot wounds, wasted minds and ruined lives. My anger is ignited by a society that pays lip service to its children while treating them as nothing more than a marketing demographic, and by schools that are falling apart and teachers so numbed by violence and fear that they've stopped teaching. But what's really pissing me off today is a room full of supposed grown-ups who think that bad drivers and loud talkers and hips are worth getting angry about, when all the rest of that actual evil is loose in the world. Thank you. I think this helped.
God! Vincent, I'm so sorry. I thought you left.
No, I'm... Ow, I'm sorry. My article upset you.
I can't believe you made me read that just to be mean.
No, I didn't.
Then I realized the real reason why you made me do it.
I was afraid that you were in denial.
No. The real reason. You feel excluded.
No, really, I don't.
I mean, you've been going through this with me step by step, and if it weren't for you explaining the shelf life of semen, I would have thought I was giving birth to the baby Jesus, and now I just toss you aside when it's time to have the baby.
Well, you see, that's all right with me.
No, it isn't. Vincent, I'd like to formally request that you be my birth partner.
Oh, that's quite an honor. But since you're having a C-section.
Oh, no, I decided to forget the cesarean and go with my second choice. Water birth. Believe me, the partner is crucial.
In reminding you to breathe.
No, you, me, and the midwife.
Midwife.
We're all in the hot tub together.
But we're in the same hot tub?
Thank you, Vincent.
Vincent? We only had to continue 3 cases, Bruce. That is not bad.
That means 6 tomorrow, 30 by the end of the week.
Okay, so no matter how hard I try, you're always going to be pushing for more speed.
It's the principle of dynamic tension, Judge. Makes for an efficient team.
Bruce, did you just admit we're good together?
Not exactly.
Don't be such a dirge.
What's that?
I was hoping you'd know.
This could be one now.
Afternoon.
Hi. I'm sorry I didn't call you back. I've been very busy.
I understand. How about, instead of Lou Reed, we go for a drink?
I really can't. I have things.
Was it because I'm a cop?
What?
Well, a lot of women are nervous getting attached to a guy in a dangerous job. But I'm a detective. I haven't pulled my weapon in years.
That's not really it.
You don't think I'm in your league?
I don't have a league. I just... Okay. Sure. How do I look?
Yeah, well, fine. You going to the library or something?
Good. That's what I was going for.
Repainted the front door. When Mom says she doesn't like the color, tell her to paint it herself.
Hey, who would win in a fight, an angel or a ghost?
That's a stupid question.
Why?
Because angels won in an epic war over all the demons of hell. Demons beat ghosts, angels beat demons, so it's obvious. Why?
Forget it.
Amy? I agreed to be Donna's birth partner.
Well, good for you. Why?
So she go to a real doctor. I mean, it's a long, appalling story.
Well, I'm going out on a mercy day to myself tonight, so I can't criticize.
Well, but yeah, you do that kind of thing.
What?
You interfere and poke in other people's lives. It's your nature. That's how you ended up a judge. But it's my nature to be an observer. So why is this happening to me?
You care about her.
Well, I mean, there's caring and there's caring. And why did I get so involved?
You got blown up. You had brain damage. You had to learn how to walk again, how to read. Maybe your reward is to be a participant in something beautiful.
No, my reward is to sit in a hot tub wearing a Speedo while Donna delivers a baby.
Well, you don't have to wear a Speedo. Donna will be naked.
So
So you were a teacher before you were a pathologist?
No, I was a pathologist who taught pathology. But I worked my way through medical school as a paramedic. I chose pathology because the patients didn't scream as much.
So are you a Renaissance man, or do you suffer from attention deficit disorder?
Do you know that every 7 years we slough off all of our old cells and we start over? I usually celebrate by getting a new job. Lost one wife with that philosophy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we have a great son. He's a congressional aide in Washington. Oh, did I just remind you of how old I am again?
Could be worse. You could be a senator.
Are you throwing yourself back in an abandoned to wild passion?
I'm sorry. I can't do this.
I apologize. I misread the signs.
Which signs?
Laughter, light touches. We were connecting on several deep levels. A second cup of coffee, a second brandy. You shared my stinky cheese.
Those sound like romantic signs.
Your pupils are dilated, an indicator of sexual interest or a massive head injury.
Oh.
You touch my shoulder. When I touch your hand, you would have thought you were interested in me.
Oh my God, you're right. Those were signs.
I'm 15 years older than you, I know. I didn't go to Harvard. I could benefit from a few sit-ups. But I'm a good guy. Go out on a few more dates. I'm gonna look pretty damn good to you. Feel free to give me a call. Good night.
Good night.
Grandma, I don't like that skin on top of my hot chocolate.
It seals in the flavor, Lauren. Don't knock it.
Hi, Mommy.
How'd your date go?
Do I have a league?
Of course you do.
And he's not in it?
It's just as well.
God, I feel so shallow and vain.
Nonsense. If you were vain, you'd dress better and do something with your hair.
Mommy, did you get me into that special class?
Honey, do you remember those tests we did with Dr. Feltes?
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Feltes was testing you to see... That class is full. But Dr. Feltes apparently discovered that you are the sort of person that should be in a karate class.
Oh, can Chanel go to karate with me?
If they'll let her in.
I'm gonna go call her right now.
Karate?
I panicked.
So, Lauren isn't gifted?
No. She's normal.
It's not a tragedy to be normal, Amy.
Yeah, well, just because you got to be the mother of a gifted child.
And look where it got him. He needs a roommate to make his rent.
No, not Vincent.
Me? You? You were never gifted.
No, but I went to those special classes with smart kids.
An after-school program? You did crafts.
No, Dad said that was for genius kids.
Edward was worried about your self-esteem, so he lied to you.
Vincent is gifted and I am not?
Don't begrudge him.
God! All those years you made me feel like I was the special one.
I had no idea you were thinking that. In my view, these labels are meaningless.
I know they are, but then there's the other side of me, the side that's shallow and vain. The side with a league. I can't believe it. There's a club that my daughter is not allowed to belong to.
There are hundreds of them. And she's going to be left out and excluded all over the place. There will even be people who don't like her.
Mrs. Schlewy doesn't like her.
Exactly.
I want Mrs. Schlewy to be hit by a tractor.
That's appropriate. You're supposed to feel that about your child. The ones that you and I see all day don't have that. Sometimes I think that's the biggest loss of all. Not having someone who'd abandon common sense and dignity on your behalf.
I had that.
You still have it, dear. There's a kid I want to see in detention. Have some cookies with your normal daughter. Rolling toward you is a red ball. This is your anger. As it rolls towards you, it becomes ever smaller and smaller, more manageable.
Yo, this is whack, man.
Close your eyes. Until it is a tiny, shining, harmless piece of glass you can hold in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, well, so what?
It's manageable, you understand? You were in control of your anger instead of the other way around.
Oh, so this marble is my anger.
That's the idea.
This marble gonna hold the fact you stole me away from my mother?
I had to take you away. She was abusing drugs. She couldn't take care of you.
But I took care of her. Now she's got nobody. I mean, she's on the streets. She'll probably die. And it's your fault. I mean, you think this is gonna hold all that? Is it gonna hold that I hate you?
You better hope it will, Terry, because if it doesn't, you're going to end up here again. Make me sorry that I'm giving you another chance.
Well, what do you care? I mean, according to you, I'm gonna die a loser and everyone will be glad.
That's why I'm here. I'm sorry I said that to you. I apologize. I was angry and I was wrong. And to prove it, I persuaded the state's attorney to drop the vandalism charges against you. That means that you are no longer in violation of your probation and you're free to go home. Come on. I'll give you a lift back to your foster parents.
I don't want no ride from you.
Well, it's my job.
You sorry about slamming my Johnny in that door?
Nope. Keep your damn Johnny out of my gas tank.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, the FBI intervenes in a dramatic case. Don't miss the drama of Law and Order, next on TNT.
You want me to call the little Cooperman girl and see if she can come over and play with you?
You're late. Alicia's a bad influence. She let Lauren get her ears pierced. What's next on the horizon? Liposuction?
That would require parental consent. Worst case scenario, you're looking at an unfortunate henna tattoo.
I'm serious.
Yes, you are.
Here. Oh, she did something to her hair.
She wouldn't dare.
No, Alicia, not Lauren. Hi, Noodle.
Hi.
Hello, Alicia.
Hi. Hello, Mrs. Gray.
Hello, Alicia.
Guess what? What? I get to be a flower girl. I get to walk down the aisle in front of everybody with flowers and wear a special dress.
Sweetie, you weren't supposed to tell without Daddy, remember?
Oops.
Michael asked me last night. We wanted to tell you together, but...
But you told Lauren first. Which is one way of doing it, I guess.
Alicia says I can wear Laura Ashley. Isn't that great?
She's gonna look so beautiful, like a little porcelain doll.
Aren't you excited, Mommy?
Yes, I am.
You don't look excited.
Well, Lauren, there are different kinds of excitement, and some kinds just look different than other kinds.
I gotta do this. Okay. Yay!
Hey, Mom, there's a message on the machine from Jared Duff. He says he's back in town.
Oh?
Where's he been?
Europe, I think.
You don't talk about him much anymore. You still seeing him?
Except when I'm not.
Mommy, where's your wedding dress?
Well, last time I saw it, it was in a storage space on 13th Street.
Maybe Alicia will want to wear it when she marries Daddy.
I'll bet Leisha wants a special dress of her own.
Alicia says I can have a bouquet, or a nosegay, or a tessie-mussy when I walk down the aisle. Who was your flower girl, Mommy?
You know what, sweetie? I really don't remember.
Cousin Jean was Mommy's flower girl.
Cousin Jean's too old to be a flower girl.
She is now. She wasn't then.
Oh, that's Tracy's mom. It's time to go.
It takes a special brand of hubris to put a Go Vegetarian bumper sticker on your SUV.
Bye, Mommy.
Bye, sweetie. I love you. Learn stuff. It's astonishing how Michael finds new ways to punish me.
You mean by marrying Leisha?
No, I haven't even focused on that. I'm talking about them offering this Hallmark extravaganza to my daughter without warning me first. He holds out this shiny thing in front of Lauren and he dares me to take it away from her. The idea of Lauren leading the pair of them into the arbor of love is just too damn creepy.
It must feel strange. The idea of your ex-husband marrying again.
Hey, look, I've been there. I know what Leisha's in for, and I don't envy her.
I didn't mention envy.
Good, because I don't. I mean, the great thing about being divorced is that I don't have to be concerned about Michael's decisions. It's none of my business. My only concern is Lauren. It is. I gotta go. Hey, Mom, what the hell is a tussie-mussy?
I believe it's a character in the Mikado, dear.
Hot Jazz, brought to you in part through a generous grant from the Hall Family Orchard.
And that brings our tour back to Broadcast Studio B. And here's a lovely WGVI FM coffee mug, yours to keep and in lieu of any real remuneration.
I was hoping for the canvas tote.
Maybe the next pledge drive. So here's where we do the show.
Wow. Whole half hour.
A whole half hour. Fiction, opinion, first-person reportage. I've talked the station into giving me 10:30 Thursday night, and I've asked you to be the first because you can write. I like your voice, and having heard you now, I like your voice. Plus, you've got a profile. Your work at the newspaper and what happened to you at the courthouse. You're a celebrity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a celebrity who can be had for a free coffee mug.
You'll do it?
Yeah, sure.
Terrific.
So what? I come in and I tape something.
Hell no, we do it live. Much more exciting that way.
Exciting. Right.
Bruce,
Mia?
we were supposed to have breakfast this morning, remember?
We were supposed to have breakfast Friday. Today's Tuesday.
Well, the point is, I'm here now.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So, can we go somewhere and talk?
Mia, I have to go to work now.
All right, pick another time. You name it, I'm there. It's about Rebecca. It's important.
Yeah, well, let me get to work, and I'll call you with some times.
Good.
I gotta go.
Right. Yes, so I will hear from you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks.
In the matter of Sturdley versus Sturdley, I've reviewed the financial disclosures and support documents, and I have them in front of me.
The only unresolved issue seems to be the division of Mr. Sturdley's frequent flyer miles as part of the marital property.
Your Honor, these miles were accumulated by Mr. Sturdley during the course of compulsory travel connected with his business.
Yes. Mr. Sturdley, I have your travel documents in front of me, and you have been on the road a considerable amount. All business, correct?
Your Honor, I earned those miles, dragging my butt all across this country between our field offices, lugging my bags through airports, cramming into these deregulated flying death traps. Lindbergh had more comfort than me.
I have you hitting Toronto pretty regularly as far back as 1995. Does your business have an office up there?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's got a woman up there.
Mrs. Sturdley.
Your Honor, in today's international business economy, forward-thinking entrepreneurs have to work to open new markets with our neighbors.
So there's quite a big market in Canada for what does your company make, Mr. Sturdley?
Inflatable novelties, Your Honor.
Inflatable novelties?
Pool toys, Your Honor.
She's an inflatable pool toy. You could stay adrift for a week on those implants.
Your Honor, I don't want to be unreasonable about this.
Not to mention the air between her ears.
Okay, let's
the
calm
years
down.
I put into this marriage, he leaves me for a bimbo. A Canadian bimbo.
All right. Here's what's going to happen. I want the interested parties to determine how many miles were earned by Mr. Sturdley's flying north for recreational purposes, and have an equivalent number converted to open tickets in Mrs. Sturdley's name. First-class tickets. Will that work for everyone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Bon voyage, Mrs. Sturdley.
Wait for mine.
Mr. Boyd, Maxine Gray, DCF. I received a message from your office this morning. I've been working with your Miss Caruth. Roseland investigation.
Yeah, she told me you were following the case. Well, that's why I thought you deserved to hear from us directly.
Yeah, no filing in Roseland. Sorry. Can you explain this to me? Because I can't imagine that it means what it appears to me.
It means it's a non-event, Miss Gray. There's no case. We won't be filing.
Have you read the transcript?
Yes, I've read the transcript and I've seen the report.
So clearly, there is a case.
There's nothing clear about it. There's just a room full of smoke with not a flame inside. I can't move on the conflicting statements of witnesses too young to testify.
Not only witnesses, they're victims.
Including one who recanted.
Marissa Boswick. I have spoken with her foster mother. Marissa is prepared to testify now.
She can't. She's 5.
That's old enough.
There's still not enough physical evidence. Just sloppy police work and spotty DCF follow-up over 9 months in 2 counties. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about the phone message. I realize you deserve something better than that.
I'm not here because of a perceived slight. I'm here because there's something wrong, and I was under the impression it's our job to do something about it.
There was a time, if you had brought me half of what you did, I would have filed, if only to put the fear of God in the bastards and to warn the neighbors. But we live in a post-McMartin world, Miss Gray. The price of righteous indignation is shot through the roof. I file, they sue, and the mud pulls us all down.
Which leads us to do what? Shuffle papers and pretend to do our jobs? What good does it do
No one in my
to be
office
afraid
is
of these people?
pretending to do their job, Miss Gray, myself included. Now, I have to get back to work.
I won't accept that. It's unacceptable.
Mrs. Angela Kilpatrick is petitioning for the revocation of the custody order issued for her son, Donald Keppel, who's been in foster care for a year and a half. Some new faces, some old faces. Let's get acquainted.
Your Honor, Margaret Kiner, representing Mrs. Kilpatrick, who frankly lost custody of Donald as a result of her drinking. She is currently in recovery, has married, is working, and expecting another child. She's very anxious to be reunited with her son.
And, Mr. Redfield, how does the Attorney General feel about this?
Your Honor, the state is not inclined to return Donald to his mother's care. Mrs. Kilpatrick is an alcoholic.
Recovering.
Her drinking was directly responsible for the death of her infant daughter, Marie. DCF took Donald at the time of his mother's arrest in that matter.
That woman shouldn't be here. It's a conflict of interest. She has a personal grudge against me.
Mrs. Kilpatrick, you will be heard.
No, she threatened to take away my baby. Ask her.
Judge Gray, Clara Reeves of DCF has been involved with this case from the beginning.
Your Honor, as a result of conversations with Ms. Reeves, my client is concerned that DCF is planning to file a coterminous petition and sever Mrs. Kilpatrick's parental rights to her new baby in the delivery room.
Is that in the cards, Mr. Redfield?
The comparative likelihood of such an action really is not relevant.
Thanks for trying to keep it simple. Just answer the question.
Your Honor, DCF isn't going to rule out any options when the safety of a child is at risk.
So you are considering it?
Mrs. Kilpatrick admitted to leaving her baby Marie unattended in a locked car while she was in a tavern drinking for almost 4 hours. During that time, the temperature climbed to 98 degrees, reaching 186 inside the car. A passerby saw the unconscious child in the back and called the police. The baby did not survive.
Mrs. Kilpatrick received a surprisingly light sentence of probation for child endangerment on the condition that she enter inpatient rehab and follow-up.
Did she?
She did, but left the facility after 2 weeks and was drinking when the police located her. She was remanded to custody and served 1 year in a medium security facility.
Well, has Mrs. Kilpatrick expressed regret over what happened to her baby?
Yes.
Has she accepted responsibility for what happened?
She's made statements to that effect.
Do you have any reason to doubt her sincerity?
She may very well be sincere, but regret for an action doesn't excuse you from the consequences of that action. Mrs. Kilpatrick might be sorry for what she's done, but that does not oblige us to risk the lives of her children.
And white for the beautiful bright stripes.
Okay, baby, time to put that away.
Culture into your head at one time. I'm trying to like Spike Lee, really, but every one of his movies has a scene where somebody's floating instead of walking, you know, like this. You might want to leaven your black film experience, Peter. Just lighten up a bit. Was that a pun?
He means lighter tone movies. Lilies of the Fields, To Sir with Love.
Cleopatra Jones, Mahogany, Blackula.
The Bedford incident? You get Sidney Poitier and then as a bonus, Wally Cox. How black can a movie be with Wally Cox? You'd be surprised.
Where are you gonna sit, Mommy?
Next to you, where I always sit.
No, I mean at Daddy's wedding. I want you to sit somewhere where he could see me.
How about finishing up with those napkins, kiddo?
Okay.
What's this? You're not going, are you? Where? Michael and Alicia are getting married.
Oh. Oh.
They've invited Lauren to be the flower girl.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know.
I'll take her if you want me to.
Last time you saw Michael, you punched him out.
Your point being, when was this?
I was a flower girl. It's a rite of passage.
Amy, do something soft.
She called me. Alicia. She wants to get together.
Why?
I don't know. She just does. I don't want to go to that wedding. It's going to be like a bad acid flashback, but with more pastels.
So you just sit there and talk for half an hour? I'm not talking, read.
Did you know about this?
Are they gonna play music behind you? You know, to sort of beef it up?
Know about what? Vincent's going to be on the radio.
No music, just me.
Where? What station?
WGVI.
Oh, public broadcasting. Lauren, give your Uncle Peter a napkin. He's dripping contempt.
When is this happening?
Tonight. That's why I can't stay. The producer's picking me up.
You're recording tonight?
I'm broadcasting it live.
Live?
If they were serious, they'd record it. Less chance of things getting screwed up.
Yeah, God help Hartford if my Tourette's kicks in.
Well, if it's on tonight, Vincent, why did you wait until now to tell us?
Oh, that's probably her, the producer. Hi.
Hi.
Why don't you come in? I'm gonna get my coat. Everyone, this is Carol Toby from the station. This is my mother Maxine, my sister Amy, her daughter Lauren, my brother Peter,
Hello.
his wife Jillian, and
Hi.
then their son Ned.
Would you like anything? Some salad? A Parker House roll?
We should really get going.
Okay. We're really excited Vincent wants to do this. I hope all of you will listen.
What time's the big broadcast?
10:30.
Boy, 10:30, that's after lights out for us.
The baby.
Odd how no one's invented a VCR sort of machine for the radio. That would make things much easier.
Well, how often is there something on the radio you really want to keep?
Here we go.
If Vincent had told us earlier, we could have arranged something.
Well, I will be listening. I would not miss it for the world.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
So I found a loft in a building where Sherry used to live. Beautiful views. Big deck to watch the 4th of July fireworks over the East River.
Long time before the 4th of July, so I don't think we're talking about Rebecca watching fireworks. Thank you.
I'm going into business. Tasha, Sharon, me, maybe one or two others. The business managers are talking a signature day spa. We're going to franchise the idea. Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling because I've seen the way you keep a checkbook.
Well, that's what managers are for. Well, you don't think the idea will work?
You promise women that'll come out looking like you, they can't fail.
I think it would be really exciting for Rebecca to come to New York. Spend more time with me and watch this whole thing come together.
You know she's in school, and I would hate for anything to distract her.
I'm not a distraction, Bruce. I'm her mother.
You can be very distracting, Mia. And you can be distracted. This business deal, that's going to be your focus, and, well, I know how you can lose things at the edges.
I could have stayed, and you know how that would have turned out. Now things have changed, and I want to make it up to her.
By teaching her how to shop and get a good table? Sorry.
By showing Rebecca who her mom is and what she can do. Not better than Dad, but not the same.
Your daughter's drawing pictures of brides. Perfectly normal thing for her to do. Maybe in the Ozarks. Be grateful, Amy. Count your blessings that all you see here is a badly proportioned bride, instead of some coded nightmare full of pain and betrayal and a complete lack of power. Sounds like a bad day at the office. I think what you need to do is admit that you're upset about Michael getting married.
Why would I be upset about that?
The idea that you could be replaced by the likes of Leisha.
Wait, what? I asked you about work. You're talking about Leisha? What's up with that?
Mom? The Roseland investigation is coming apart. In fact, it has come apart. There's no case. No action will be taken.
You put a lot into that case.
Yes. Yes, I did. Okay.
If that's Wayne Schuster, don't give him cash unless he has the band candy in his hand. I won't be burned again this year.
Hello.
Jared.
You were 40 miles out of the way, so I thought I'd stop by.
Looking at her face, he saw neither anticipation nor excitement, but pure terror. In that moment, he knew he had done the wrong thing, teasing her onto the roller coaster with him. He had promised her fun. She would receive only horror. They were about to tumble over the crest, and after 2 minutes of dips and screams, everything would be different. She would never trust him again. He knew this, and there was no way to stop it. All he could do now was hang on.
You've been listening to Between the Lines. Tonight, Vincent Gray, noted novelist and reporter for the
How was that?
There is definitely a tote bag in your future.
Oh, thank God. I have so many things that need totage.
You want some coffee?
A coffee would actually help me unwind at this point.
So, you forgot to tell your family about the broadcast at the last minute?
Oh, no. Listen, that's not because I didn't think it was important or anything.
You're the youngest, right?
Yeah.
I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers, all older, including a lawyer, 2 PhDs, and a web designer, while I'm still doing the same job I did in college. You don't have to draw me any pictures.
So you moved beyond needing the approval and acknowledgement of your family?
Yeah, right, sure.
You know, this is one of those kitchens where the whole family intersects.
Usually they collide.
Must be the cold. Makes everybody crowd in here just for the warmth.
Families don't coagulate in southern kitchens?
Yeah, well, mostly on a porch. The porch is a very important part of a southern house.
Oh. This house has a porch?
What, you mean that little out in front? There are steps and that little bench. I guess that Qualifies it as a porch.
Oh, dear. Separated by regional architecture.
Why are you ducking my calls?
Oh, I'm not ducking your calls.
No. You're just not returning them. You know, I'm trying to figure out if I'm being dense or if you're just being coy.
I haven't been incredibly coy since the Carter administration.
Which means I got something wrong.
You're not dense or wrong, just, unanticipated.
Like a flat tire?
Like a charming man standing in my kitchen. Unplanned, unexpected.
I'd prefer the opportunity of becoming very, commonplace.
I know, but, between your schedule and mine...
No. I don't think that's a problem. Maxine, I know how I'd like things to progress. For one thing, I want them to progress. But I have to hear your assessment.
Hello?
Vincent, this is Jared Duff, my friend.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you.
Hey. Based on the limo out front, I figured it was either you or another late-night visit from Ellen Greenspan.
Well, Ellen's car is bigger, but it's a rental. I understand you're the writer in the family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. The radio show. Vincent, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
Hey, Vincent, I want to ask you something.
Amy, were you hovering?
No. I heard Vincent come in. I want to ask him something.
Then ask him.
Okay, I will. In the other room.
Well,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So what do you think of him?
What? I had a firm handshake, great suit. The rest is a blur. What would you think of him?
I don't know. I thought I knew, and then he shows up. He's different than what I expected.
You're visualizing them having sex, aren't you?
Yeah, a little, kinda.
You're gonna make that trip alone. I just came by to see if anybody listened to the show.
Oh! Vincent, I am sorry.
No, that's all right. You got a lot on your mind. Mom having a life, Michael getting married.
The Michael thing is not a problem.
Did you think he'd never get married again?
I just wanted him dead.
So he'd never get married again?
Oh, weren't you leaving?
Just curious.
Nope, you're just annoying.
Bye, Dad.
Remember, 5 pages a day.
Every day?
It's a bargain, all right? Have fun.
We will.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be spying on you.
It's okay. I didn't mean to be sneaking.
Is Rebecca going away?
She's gonna spend some time with her mother in New York.
Oh, that's good. I guess I was under the impression that Mia lived here now.
I had that impression for a while, too.
So, what's the situation with you and Mia? Sorry, it's none of my business.
You ever smoke?
No?
Well, that's the situation between me and her. One day I'll give it up, but I'm not ready yet.
Oh. Michael's getting married.
How you feel about that?
I don't know. I hate it. Okay? It's not like I wanted to be irreplaceable, although that would be nice. But it's more like he's getting some kind of free pass. He's getting promoted to the next grade without completing all the work.
Social promotion.
Yeah. Amy. Hi. Leisha. Oh, God. Leisha.
Wow, look at this. So I know you must be busy with cases and things.
You must be busy too, with the wedding. Lauren is all revved up about being a flower girl. She doesn't talk about anything else.
Yeah. That's actually why I'm here. I brought coffee for us.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. It's
Yeah,
Fine.
just straighten up a bit. Sorry.
Right. So the thing is, how disappointed do you think Lauren would be if she couldn't be a flower girl?
You're accepting other resumes?
No, it's just that Michael and me, we've really been rethinking the wedding. Michael feels like we should do something really romantic, like fly off to Venice, elope, just the two of us. This is a non-fat latte.
Eloping. Wow, this certainly would cut down on the personnel involved.
Right. Well, I think this is just his way of saying he'd like it to be different this time.
Because he's different this time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Alicia, do you know what Michael wanted to do with me when we got married?
Elope?
To Europe. Yeah, the big wedding was my idea.
Did he say that a big wedding was a little girl's fantasy?
Like Cinderella going to the ball?
Oh, God, we're doomed.
No, you're not. The point is, that's what Michael wants. You deserve to have the wedding that you want. Don't let him talk you out of it.
Do you think you could explain this to him?
Oh, Alicia, that's really not my place.
It's just that he scares me sometimes. I mean, it's like he knows everything.
Well, he doesn't.
Sometimes I think, wow, Amy is so great. If she wasn't enough for Michael, what kind of chance do I have?
Well, look, I don't think I was all that easy to live with. Look, Michael does not take these kinds of things lightly. You're going to be the stepmother of his daughter. That says a lot about what he thinks of you.
I feel like I'm gaining a sister. Please, it's gonna get cold.
You know, there will come a point when he will stop trying, and then you won't have to make up your mind.
My mind is made up, essentially. It's just expressing that decision that I'm having a problem with.
And what is the decision?
I have to break it off.
Maxine.
Well, his son accused me of being what we used to call an adventurous. I'd have to tell that to Jared, and then there'd be a confrontation.
Well, relationships are hard work.
Yes, they are. And I am weary at the prospect of having to do all that work all over again. Your joints aren't the only thing that start to creak when you get old. There's the stiffness of the ego and hardening of the attitude. And, oh, no.
What, Jared?
No, not Jared. Harriet Stewart. Marissa Boswick's foster mother. She must want to talk about the case.
There is no case.
Well, I haven't told her yet. I can't do it on the phone. That's not right.
The same thing goes for Jared.
Okay, Tanya, I get it. You like Jared. I like him, too. This is not an easy decision for me. But it's also not the end of the world. I know what I'm doing.
Good.
I'm in AA. I work with my sponsor. I go to the meetings. Ted, my husband, is very supportive. He's never had a substance problem, so this is a brave new world for him. I'm pregnant. All the tests point to this being a healthy baby, and I thank God for that. I want Donald back. I've always wanted Donald back.
You've had relapses in the past.
Yes. But those times, I wasn't sober, but I wasn't drinking. There's a difference.
So you're ready to have Donald back?
I ache to have Donald back.
Thank you.
Mr. Redfield?
Mrs. Kilpatrick, would you like a drink now?
Your Honor. Back up and try it again, Mr. Redfield.
You're never not going to be an alcoholic, are you?
No.
So, the possibility exists that, regardless of how well things appear to be going at the moment, you might, because of stress or some reversal, resume the behavior that cost the life of your baby.
If there's a question in there, Mr. Redfield, why don't you dig it out?
Are you a changed person, Mrs. Kilpatrick? The mistakes of the past, that was somebody else, not you. Is that what you want us to believe?
If I was clever, I'd say yes. If I was really clever, I'd convince myself that I'm a different person. But I was never a clever drunk. So I know that I'm the one that left Marie in the car. I'm not asking anybody to forgive me. I don't know that there is forgiveness for killing your child. But I do know that whether you're forgiven or not, you have to go on. And that is hard. Look, I'm really scared that you're not gonna let Donald come home. And I'm really scared that crazy woman over there is gonna try to take away my baby. But I think that I'm even more scared that you will give me the chance to make it right. Or at least as right as I can. Another chance. And that's the scariest thing in the world.
I went through 5 different majors in college before I decided on the ever lucrative communications degree. My siblings took up all the good careers, like buying all the good property in Monopoly.
You got stuck with Marvin Gardens.
Exactly. For a little while, I thought about psychology, and I studied it in earnest. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. A little knowledge of psychology is downright lethal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But it did give me some insight into the family of origin, significance of birth order, and that sort of thing.
The youngest is the least likely to succeed.
No, the least likely to risk failure, which amounts to exactly the same thing. I have a theory. The youngest is a poodle, the entertainment, and everyone is invested in keeping him that way.
I'm sorry to inject a flaw in this theory, but my family would like nothing better than for me to outscore all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
And what would you like?
I don't know. Coffee.
Right.
You want some? 2. Thanks.
Come on, honest answer.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. Walking around, breathing, semi-conscious.
Oh, I see. So you're satisfied with the simple things.
You making fun of me or what?
No, I'm flirting with you. You didn't say I was good at it.
Thanks.
I understand Marissa can't testify, but what happens now?
Nothing.
I mean, with the case, the trial.
The state's attorney has decided not to proceed with the case. There isn't going to be a trial.
Can't they use the testimony of the other children?
I'm afraid this isn't a question of what the state's attorney can do, but what they're willing to do, and they're not willing to proceed. As far as the state of Connecticut is concerned, the matter is closed.
How is that possible?
Well, it's possible because I don't know how it's possible. I really don't. What happened to Marissa is the worst thing in the world. 5 years old is too young to have your life divided between before and after. And the person responsible for that should be made to answer. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm sorry. I wanted you to get a little justice. But all I can offer now is counseling to help you deal with this, help you find some
closure. God, if I hear that word one more time, I think I'll scream. Nice people say it to me all the time. You'll find closure. You need some closure with this. Like it's a magic word that shuts all the graves.
You're right. It can be a terrible word. I think that's because sometimes when people say it, what they really mean is, I don't know if I could survive what happened to you, so please make it go away, and I won't have to think about it. You're a strong woman, Miss Stewart, and I know that Marissa is very lucky to have you.
I'll tell you something, Mrs. Gray. I'm sick and tired of being the strong one. I'm up to here with being solid and dependable and a rock. Seems to me, if I wasn't such a damn strong person, maybe somebody'd have to take care of me for 5 minutes. Not much chance of that, is there?
I've heard disturbing testimony about Mrs. Kilpatrick's past behavior, and I've heard from Mrs. Kilpatrick herself. She has worked hard to overcome her addiction and a terrible loss to build a life for herself. She was, however, unable to offer the court any guarantee that the pattern of behavior which produced one tragedy would not lead to a second. But the last time I checked the label, life did not come with much of a guarantee on anything. We are not here to impose impossible standards on one another, standards that any one of us might trip over tomorrow. Now, I find nothing in Mrs. Kilpatrick's current behavior that represents a danger to her child, and while returning Donald will probably increase the stress in her life, I believe that it will have a positive effect on him and his mother. I therefore revoke the commitment of Donald Keppel to DCF and return custody and guardianship to his mother on the condition that she continues attendance at AA meetings and maintains a stable environment in the home. Now, DCF is charged with monitoring Mrs. Kilpatrick's compliance. I'm also entering a motion to review this decision in what's your due date, Mrs. Kilpatrick?
Next month, 21st.
Review in 60 days. Next case.
Maxine?
Jared, I'm sorry, I didn't. You're not in a suit. Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, these are my traveling clothes.
Traveling?
You didn't get my message.
No, I've been out all day. I was avoiding my messages, frankly.
Maxine, about the other night.
Well, I wanted to talk about that.
No, I came very close to breaking one of my own rules.
Which rule is that?
Never try to sell someone something they don't want to buy.
The product in question being yourself?
A gentleman shouldn't put a lady in an awkward position.
That sounds like wisdom from one of those old southern porches.
Wasn't fair of me to ask you to decide like that. Probably not the best way to present myself. I want to apologize for that.
Does this mean, as I believe they say in business, the deal is off the table?
Well, it means that we both need a little perspective.
I should let you go. You were rushing somewhere.
Yeah, my office will know where to find me.
I'll remember that.
There's Daddy and you. Yeah. Look at the sun in your hair.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Amy realizes that justice isn't always served. The drama of Judging Amy is next on TNT.
Vincent? Wake up. Wake up! It's time.
What? What time?
The contractions are 5 minutes apart.
Oh, that time.
I called the birthing center. They're filling the tub. Now I'll call the midwife. You go get dressed.
Wow.
Come in.
Keys. Put on your shoe.
It's on.
Put it on all the way.
It's on.
Excellent. 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
What?
I'm not a labor. It was drill.
Is it drill?
You know, fire drill, labor drill. You done good. Go back to sleep.
Hearing in the matter of Allison Riley, DCF has filed a petition alleging educational neglect against the parents of 11-year-old Allison Riley based on a long history of unexcused absences. Mr. Russell.
Your Honor, Allison Riley is absent from school for months at a time. Her parents claim to be homeschooling her, but they've never filed a letter of intent with the state. Also, both parents are ninth grade dropouts, so the state questions their ability to function adequately as homeschoolers.
Mr. Campbell?
As Your Honor knows, there are no state or federal standards for homeschooling.
And the letter of intent?
In the process of being filed, Your Honor.
Well, good.
The DCF filed the petition after several interviews with a Siobhan Riley, the older sister of the child in question. Your Honor, have you ever heard of the Wanderers?
The doo-wop group from the 50s?
Actually, Your Honor, I believe you're thinking about the Dion and the Belmont song, The Wanderer. The group I refer to is also known as the Able Wanderers. I've heard them referred to as the Able Rovers, Wayfarers.
I get the point.
They're gypsies, Your Honor. They travel around the country in RVs and pickup trucks and make their living doing so-called home repairs, which mostly consists of bilking old people out of their mattress money.
Your Honor, why doesn't Mr. Russell just burn a cross and be done with it?
Your Honor, we believe we can prove that this culture poses a danger to Allison Riley and that she should be removed immediately.
What kind of danger?
They're going to marry her off to Bad Mac. You have to do something.
Okay, Ms. Riley, you'll get your turn. I thought we were talking about an 11-year-old.
Your Honor, as Ms. Riley has explained to us, this type of marriage is customary, and this community has no regard for the law.
Your Honor, it's true. The Wanderers are an unusual community with their own culture and ingrained tradition.
Is statutory rape legal if you call it an ingrained tradition?
Okay, Mr. Russell, that's enough. Do you have any evidence to support these allegations?
We do have a couple of Ms. Riley's own home videos.
All right, that's a start. We'll begin the trial tomorrow morning, and the state will lead with the video evidence. That's all.
New World Order is holding a press conference on the courthouse stairs. The Illuminati are asking for you.
They're gonna have to wait until the CIA activates my brain implant. I'm sorry. My roommate is 9 months pregnant. We had a 3 a.m. dress rehearsal.
9 months and you never mention this?
No. We're not. She's married to somebody else. It's complicated.
I don't want to know. Look, you've been busting my chops for something worthy of your intellect. I might have it.
Before I kiss your feet, define might.
I don't know if you're going to want this.
Why? What is it?
The county just released new stats on kids who age out of foster care. They're pretty grim. Oh, you need to tell me if you have a conflict.
Yes, in my spare time, I recruit orphans and train them to be pickpockets. Why would I have a conflict?
Your mother, your sister.
Last time I checked, they were fans of the First Amendment.
All right. Be back soon.
Okay, Nettie. Open wide for some nasty looking booger green stuff. Oh, what a good boy. Good.
You should see it when it comes out the other.
Okay.
Everybody, there's something that I need to bring up while we're all in one place.
Does it involve bodily functions?
It's about Christmas.
So, Peter, you're saying about baby poop?
No Christmas talk while we're eating.
We're not eating.
Well, we're leading up to eating.
What's wrong with Christmas?
I don't mind Christmas. I mind Christmas talk.
Yeah, who's gonna do what, with whom, at whose house, and whose nose is gonna be out of joint because it's not the way they want it.
This is exactly why we're such a mess every Christmas. You're all in denial about it until mid-December, and then it hits you like the Blitzkrieg. Christmas needs to be planned and orchestrated.
I'll be on the cleanup committee.
Does anyone really want a repeat of last year?
What happened last year?
Don't you remember? Christmas Eve when we realized there was no cream cheese in the house?
Oh, yes. The infamous cream cheese crisis. I still have nightmares.
The fellows at the Quick Pick were nice. They gave us sugar cookies and free Slurpees, and we all had our blood pressure checked. It was fun.
Jillian wants us to have a family photo taken for this year's Christmas card.
I brought it up before, but nobody wanted to talk about it then either.
That's because it was July.
I'm thinking no.
Yeah, I think we might as well send out one of those Our Family Can Beat Up Your Family newsletters while we're at it. You're doing that too?
We realize that it's a little on the hokey side.
Peter, it's deep in the hokey end zone.
This is Ned's first Christmas, and we all want to show him off.
Then take him for a picture with Santa at the nicely decorated mall, and you can send a copy to the rest of us.
I thought this would be a good year to have a picture taken of the entire family.
Maybe Leash and Dad could be in it too.
Maybe we can do that another year.
Yeah, like 12 years after I'm dead.
Vincent, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're lucky you're even here to be scoffing. Do you realize how thoroughly dead you could be right now? All of you should be ashamed. All the people in this world who would kill to have a nice family like this. And here's Jillian, who doesn't want to drag her son to the mall to get a Polaroid with some flea-bitten rent-a Santa. She wants a portrait that is worthy of this family that she is proud to belong to. You're all making her feel crappy about it. What is wrong with you people? I'm sorry. I'm just very pregnant.
Let's go.
All right. This is a mediation to modify the custody agreement. If you agree on these terms, the judge can sign off and you can avoid lawyers altogether.
Great, that's the idea.
Everything seems to be in order. We just need to talk about point 23. Mr. Holcomb has requested that a third party be appointed to transfer the child in question between households.
It's disruptive to my household when Jane comes to pick up or drop off Alexa.
Disruptive how?
Well, the dog barks and Suzanne gets upset, and it's just not good.
So I'm supposed to find someone else to pick up Alexa so your dog won't bark.
We have to assume that the dog would bark at any other third party.
Suzanne doesn't want to see Jane.
And Suzanne is?
The new Mrs. Holcomb.
We were married 3 months ago.
Coincidentally, at the same time, there started to be a problem.
Suzanne is sensitive about Jane, so it's better if they don't see each other.
So does this mean I should send a third party to soccer games and dance recitals?
Jane, be reasonable.
I'm unreasonable.
And you would agree to arrange for this third party?
Me? I'm not the one who walked out.
And I'm not the one who was having an affair with my aromatherapist.
She's a master-level technician.
They flew to Paraguay to have a Guarani shaman teach them how to cure herpes with purple apacho tea. He wouldn't even take me to Amish country to look at quilts.
Let's stay on the topic. Look, you're not going to find a judge who will sign off on a third-party transfer without a serious reason. So, as mediator, I'd say you're just going to have to live with this one, Mr. Holcomb.
Not a chance. Suzanne isn't going to change her mind about this. I guess we're going to court?
Fine.
No, not fine. Let's just go over this again.
Jody? Is that you?
Hi, Mrs. Gray.
You must be Jody's foster mother. I'm Maxine Gray with DCF. Jody and I are old friends.
Diane Clifton, nice to meet you.
How have you been?
My mom doesn't want me to live with her anymore.
Yes, I heard about that.
She thinks I shot Mark on purpose. She never believed me that he was doing the things I said.
Well, I always believed you.
We're here for the pre-trial hearing.
Oh, I see.
Jody, tell Mrs. Gray about the horses.
The Cliftons have horses. I ride Mars. He's a chestnut gelding with a white star.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Wear a helmet.
Mrs. Clifton. Jody, go on in and have a seat. First door on the right.
Maxine, you can't talk to my client. She's on trial for the murder of her stepfather.
I know about that.
Then you know you're listed as a material witness.
Oh, really? Well, I appreciate the warning.
Someone should have contacted you by now. Is there a black hole at DCF where all the important phone calls and papers go?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Fortunately, I don't need to brush up on this case, and I am more than happy to do anything I can to help.
To help? I'm not calling you, Maxine. Prosecution is.
That's my sister Allison in the black dress.
I see. And, Ms. Riley, what exactly are we watching here?
It doesn't really have a name.
Does it have a purpose?
It's how the mothers market their daughters.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. You may continue, Ms. Riley.
They trade money for an arranged marriage.
The family pays someone to marry their daughter.
There's a lot of competition for a good husband.
And what did you hear about your parents regarding Allison?
I heard they were going to pay Bad Mac $150,000 to marry her.
You heard that from your parents?
No, I still talk to people on the inside.
Even though you're no longer a part of the community?
I'm shunned. When I married an outsider and left, my parents declared me dead. They don't even speak my name.
Your Honor, the Rileys love their daughter. She's the one who left. True, they're not happy with her choice of spouse, but that's a common enough condition.
And they deny that they intend to arrange a marriage for their 11-year-old?
Of course they do.
I'm not exactly drowning in evidence. But, I'd like a little bit more time to review this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
18 months after aging out of the system, 1/3 of the kids are on welfare. Half the girls are pregnant. 1/4 of the boys are in jail. It makes you wonder how much worse the crack mothers could have been.
But it's great for your article.
Yeah, this is one of the stories you look at the research and you think, this is really horrible. This is great.
So where does the system break down?
Right from the start. I mean, the state yanks these kids out of some hellhole and bounces them around from one home to another. They got no educational continuity, no job skills, no plan for the future. Then at age 18, the state gives them $250 and says, hey, good luck. What a surprise, most of them don't excel.
Well, this should be interesting.
What does that mean?
Here, Mom, Sis, read this article where I say everything you do is worthless. Please note the intricate syntax.
I know you think that you have my family figured out based on the 10 whole minutes that you spent with them, but you're wrong.
Am I?
You're looking at them through this filter of John Bradshaw and Alice Miller books. You're signing each of them a role before you have any idea who they are.
Vincent, I see the way they treat you. You're supposed to be cute and fail in artistic and semi-respectable ways. The family screw-up is not supposed to write an article that says the noble social workers aren't any more productive than he is.
This is the story that I was given. If I start censoring myself because of my family, I might as well go back to shampooing colleagues.
I agree. I just said I think it'll be interesting. Now, can we talk about something more interesting?
Is this something more interesting than me?
Yeah, me. And where I'm sleeping tonight.
Oh.
What?
You figured we'd just skip the annoying getting to know each other phase?
Can you think of a better way to get to know each other?
Can you tell me what this says?
Well, it looks like took the gin to the video horse. But probably isn't.
Perhaps it's took the gun to the victim's house.
It could be. I'm not sure.
Are your notes always this sketchy?
No. Only when I'm here by myself and a child wanders in covered with blood.
Did Jody tell you where she got the gun?
Isn't that in my sketchy notes?
When you testified that she should be returned to the home, had she
I testified that she should not be returned to the home. In lieu of your actually reading the case, let me tell you how it went. The mother requested Jody be returned to the home, citing her husband's rehabilitation and 14 months of sobriety. Meanwhile, there was substantial evidence that Jody had been sexually abused, which was never discussed, much less treated. I tried to convince the court that Jody would not be safe if returned to the home. The court was not convinced, and back she went. Which brings us up to what you do know.
She shot and killed her stepfather.
In self-defense.
Maxine, are you planning to be a hostile witness?
No more hostile than usual. I'd like to know how I got to be a witness for the prosecution.
You're the only person who can establish that the murder was premeditated.
Premeditated? As in, she took the gun intending to shoot her stepfather the first time no one was looking.
That's what we intend to prove.
Because that's what we believe happened.
And what on earth are you hoping to accomplish?
We're hoping to establish that murdering your parents because you're unhappy is not okay with the state.
Unhappy? You make it sound as if she shot the man because he wouldn't raise her allowance. I was Jody's main advocate, and you cannot use me to make sure she gets the toughest sentence possible.
She told you she wanted to return to her home. She told you she killed her stepfather. She told you she stole the gun from her foster parents. That makes you a witness. Now, you can show up on your own or with a subpoena and a police escort. Either way, you're on the stand for our side.
No, I am not going to spend my time trying to find someone to shuttle Alexa from your house so Muffy can pretend I don't exist.
Wait. Who is Muffy?
Muffy is what she calls any woman she doesn't like, which is any woman on the planet.
I just don't happen to like anorexic 28-year-olds who marry frumpy, balding, middle-aged dentists to avoid having a mortgage payment.
There was nothing wrong with my profession when you were the one living off of it.
You had more hair on your head then and less in your ears.
Excuse me, are you a vampire?
Okay.
You don't see a reflection when you look in the mirror?
Okay. Let's all calm down. We need to get back on track because you guys can have this particular conversation in the parking lot on your way home without me. Mr. Holcomb, since you're the one who has an issue with the transfer, wouldn't it be reasonable if you just drove Alexa back and forth between the two homes?
Always?
Yes, always.
Well, what's fair about that?
What's fair about dumping your wife for an earth muffin with a face full of collagen? And what is with that anyway? Screw Western medicine until I need bee-stung lips?
You should talk. You got more fake parts than Inspector Gadget.
Vincent, I just read this article you left on the counter. You're not seriously going to turn this in, are you? I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had company.
You must be Donna.
And you must be...
Carol, Donna.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Let's step in the other room. What's wrong with the article?
Are you loopy? What about your mother and Judge Gray?
What about them?
Foster care is at best a noble failure. At worst, it's an insidious lie, a life raft tied to an ink timer.
I know what it says.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing or nothing you want me to know about?
Donna is commenting on my article.
The article itself or the potential fallout?
Well, I'm obviously out of line here. If Vincent wants to alienate his entire family, that's his business.
Vincent's way too old not to have already alienated his entire family.
Vincent is declaring this conversation over.
Good night.
Carol is going back to bed.
So, your mom left to get hamburgers, and you went to your room to lie down and rest?
Yes.
Did you lock the door?
It didn't have a lock.
Were you afraid?
No.
Really?
Mom said that Mark had changed. He was different.
Different how?
Oh, he wouldn't do what he'd done before.
What had he done before?
He came into my room and had sex with me.
Did this happen more than once?
It happened a lot.
But now, all of a sudden, you trusted him.
I wanted to.
Is that why you took the gun from your foster parents' house? Because you weren't sure you could trust him?
I just wanted to protect myself, if I had to.
But you were very eager to return to the house. Why were you looking forward to returning to a house where you felt like you needed a gun to protect yourself?
Oh, I just wanted to live with my mommy and my baby sister.
And you hoped it would be different?
Yes.
Well, if your stepfather were dead, that would certainly be different.
Objection.
Withdrawn.
I just wanted him to leave me alone.
I understand that. So you stole a gun from your foster parents, and you went home, and you went to your room, and you didn't lock your door.
Objection.
You didn't warn your stepfather to keep away from you. You just got your gun, and you waited for him.
No.
Oh, it was like a fairy tale, wasn't it? You wanted to live happily ever after, and the evil stepfather needed to be dead. Isn't that true?
Objection.
Sustained.
No, it's not true. It's not.
Backpack,
I know.
lunchbox, an enormous science project.
Astronomy.
What's that in your hand?
I heart Josh.
Who's Josh?
Josh Buchanan.
I see. And you heart him?
He's my boyfriend.
He's your boyfriend?
Yep.
Well, wipe it off. No, you can heart Josh on your lunchbox or your math book. I don't want you writing on yourself.
Why not?
Well, because.
You don't have a reason, do you?
That's right. You just happen to be stuck with the meanest, most irrational mother on earth.
Lots of girls in my class have boyfriends. Kimmy's going with Prannoy.
Who are Kimmy and Prannoy?
My friends.
I don't know them. Are they in your class?
No, I met them in enrichment.
What's enrichment?
It's this new thing after recess. It's different stuff. This method's computers. We're learning how to make web pages.
Web pages? Oh, even I don't know how to make a web page.
That's okay, Mom. Nobody your age knows how to do anything cool.
Hey, you used to think I was pretty smart.
That was a long time ago. I was just a kid.
The first day's testimony was horrible.
Jody told her story very well, all things considered. And then Ryan ripped her to shreds in cross-examination. More than likely, she appreciated my being there. She still thinks I'm on her side.
It's not your fault the prosecution called you. You just state the facts as you know them and trust the system to work.
The same system that threw her back to her pervert stepfather?
You have to admit, it does look like she went back there with the intention of killing her stepfather.
No. It looks like the system left her no other choice. And now we're going to yank her out of a home where she's happy and safe and stick her in Long Lane, teaching her one more time that help is an illusion and trust is for suckers.
That sounds very much like something I just read.
Here's what I have in front of me. A charge of educational neglect, which has been resolved. And a lot of rumors about what takes place behind the doors of a closed society. But I can't rule on rumors. I can only rule on evidence, and there isn't any. A videotape of little girls strutting around in big hair and lots of makeup and dancing provocatively it's not a sign of anything illegal. It's questionable judgment, and in my personal opinion, bad parenting. But if bad parenting were illegal, I'd have half the state on my docket right now. Ms. Riley, I want you to keep an eye on your sister, and if you ever have any tangible evidence of illegal activity, take it to the authorities right away.
Your Honor, I just want to thank you for not splitting up what's left of our family.
Well, don't thank me, Mrs. Riley. Because if I could rule on my gut instinct, this case would be ending very differently.
We could all wear something red so it would look good with the Christmas border, and I'll bring some extra touches.
So I could rent a Santa suit, and you kids could all be elves.
It won't be too cutesy, I swear.
Except for the red sweater we bought for Socrates.
If you go near Socrates with doggy fashions, you'll have a black eye in the picture.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Hello, Vincent.
Sorry I'm late.
It's okay.
You think we could put ice cream on the French bread and call it dessert?
Stick it in the freezer. We'll call it next week's French bread.
We were just talking about the family picture. Tomorrow night here, 7 o'clock. Wear red.
So, anybody read my article?
Yeah, we read it.
What'd you think?
It was fine.
I didn't think it was fine. I thought it was a cheap shot.
Oh, come on, Peter. Vincent was just doing his job.
Why didn't you tell your editor you had a conflict of interest?
I don't believe I do.
Peter, it's not a big deal.
Why are you letting him off the hook? You don't care that he just wrote an article that says your entire lives are a waste of time?
Vincent had statistics. Statistics aren't subjective. I think it was a good article.
Glad you understand.
There are leftovers in the refrigerator.
If you don't have anything red, green would be fine too.
Mr. Holcomb, why can't the new Mrs. Holcomb just stay in the back of the house until this Mrs. Holcomb is gone?
It's not that Suzanne doesn't want to see her. She just doesn't want Jane at the house.
I have lived in that house for 11 years. It is already well infested with my cooties.
Well, that's part of the problem. You see, Suzanne feels like she doesn't even have her own house. And I can't afford to move right now. That's why she has this thing about the dog.
What thing about the dog?
Suzanne doesn't want Jane to see the dog.
I've seen the damn dog.
She doesn't want you to see him anymore.
Why not?
Because the dog is a symbol, okay? I know you'll think it's stupid. I don't want to hear it.
What's the dog a symbol of?
The future. Suzanne says that everything around her has to do with the past. My past. So she bought the dog as a symbol of the future.
You have got to be kidding.
Let's let him finish. So, Suzanne doesn't want your ex-wife to see the dog because...
It diminishes the symbol.
Do you see?
Let's stay on the solution. Mr. Holcomb, what would solve your problem in terms of the dog?
Keep her away from it.
Mrs. Holcomb, would you agree to stay away from the dog?
I don't go looking for the dog. What if it approaches me? Do I run away? Eek, it's the dog of the future.
She doesn't want to solve this. We need to go to court and make a judge order her to cooperate.
No, we don't need to go to court for that. I can get the judge to sign a restraining order.
You're gonna get a restraining order against me?
Yes.
You're joking.
On behalf of what?
The dog of the future.
So, Mrs. Pruitt, Jody never mentioned any sexual abuse to you?
No. Mark hit her once, back when he was drinking. That's why she was taken from our house.
What was Jody's relationship with her stepfather up until then?
Mark was very patient with her. Jody could be very difficult.
Had you ever known Jody to be violent?
She has a temper. She used to slam doors, throw things. But I had no idea.
After Jody shot and killed your husband, did you request that DCF remove her from your home?
Yes. I didn't see this coming at all. So now I'm afraid. How do I know she won't gun me down next? Or the baby? I don't want to sleep in my own house with the bedroom door locked so my daughter won't shoot me.
According to your notes, when you noticed the blood on Jody's shirt, you asked her what happened, correct?
If the notes say that.
And what was her reply?
I don't recall exactly.
We don't need the exact words.
I don't recall any approximate words.
But somehow you became aware that she had shot her stepfather.
Yes, somehow.
Did you ask her where she got the gun?
I don't recall.
Would you read the highlighted text from the notes you yourself jotted down after interviewing Jody that night?
I asked her. I'm not sure what the rest of that sentence says. Further down, it says, Jody said she. And then I wrote something that looks like took the gin to.
Doesn't it say took the gun to the victim's house?
That's what you think it says. I honestly can't tell.
Your Honor.
I'll see the witness in my chambers.
I'm signing a TRO for a dog.
That's correct.
Did someone suggest a TRO for a dog?
Actually, that was my idea.
What is the dog of the future?
Don't.
I owe you for keeping this one out of my courtroom.
Yeah, well. So what happened to the Wanderers?
I guess I'll keep on wondering. How many rings of hell are there?
I think I want to poll the audience.
Just trying to figure out which one I'm in.
What are your qualifications?
Well, this is the first case I could do absolutely nothing about, even though I strongly suspected something should be done. My brother has turned into Carl Bernstein and has set out to single-handedly prove that what I do is pointless. And recently, Lauren informed me that she's wised up and realized I'm no longer smart or cool.
I'd say it's about the 5th ring, teetering on the 6th.
I mean, whatever happened to families? Why are we negotiating about whether or not an ex-wife can look at the blended family's dog? And why is Lauren taking enrichment anyway? Whatever that is. What happened to math and science? I can enrich my own child. Has the whole world lost its mind?
Industrialization.
What?
Ever since we brought the kids in from the fields, no one's known what to do with them. Families, as we think of them, are a pretty modern concept.
How can you be so detached and philosophical?
My daughter still thinks I'm cool.
All right, Maxine, what the hell's going on?
What do you mean?
What's with the sudden onset of Alzheimer's?
I don't know how to make myself remember things that I don't remember.
Maxine, I've known you 20 years and you've never forgotten anything in your life.
That was before.
Before what? What's this?
A letter from my doctor and some medical reports.
Maxine.
Henry, in the interest of full disclosure, you need to know about this. A while back, I was trying to move an armoire by myself, and it tipped over and bonked me on the head. I found myself unable to remember things. I even forgot how to read for a while. The doctor who ran my CAT scan said that I might continue to have sporadic memory problems.
Don't think for a minute that I don't know what you're doing.
I'm sure my doctor would be very happy to come in and testify.
And why didn't you happen to mention any of this in the pretrial hearing?
I guess I forgot.
Okay, this looks perfect. Everyone needs to look happy or a little less miserable.
I'm not good at looking happy on cue.
I'm happy.
I'd be happy, but I had a lousy day at my worthless job.
See, I knew you were mad.
I'm not mad.
Yes, you are.
Why are you mad, Mommy?
I'm upset for the same reason that Uncle Vincent would be if I told him that his job was worthless.
I never said that anybody's job was worthless. I said statistics argue that the system is extremely flawed. Am I supposed to keep that a secret because you're related to me?
Guys, can we do this after the picture?
Tell me one thing I said that wasn't true.
Everything you said is true. You did a terrific job of telling one side of the story.
Maybe you're not upset about the article. Maybe you're upset because I've strayed from my assigned role as a lovable family failure.
What kind of psychobabble BS is that? I have always been supportive of you.
All right, you two. Can we get the happiness over with?
Mother, why are you pretending this doesn't bother you?
Would you have been upset about the article if somebody else had written it?
It's not the article, Vincent. It's you. You took your sexy one-sided statistics and you wrote your exploitive article to further your own career. You're like every other slimy, myopic journalist.
Amy.
You didn't even tell me you were writing it. You didn't ask me how I felt about anything, like how it feels to commit a child to DCF when I know those statistics better than you do.
I wasn't supposed to be writing about how you feel.
Well, it's a good thing, because you obviously don't give a damn.
Okay, everyone just shut up for 1 minute and smile.
All right. Good. But let's get a couple more in case.
Oh, I think that was great.
Really, really, really good.
Hi. Remember me?
Of course. You're Antonio Banderas. But I thought we were meeting at the restaurant.
Great. A 6-month-old bump on the head, Maxine?
Well, if it's any consolation, it only made the difference in Jody spending 2 years at Long Lane instead of 4.
Which makes me wonder why you'd risk perjuring yourself.
2 years will make a difference in whether she's 2 years bitter or 4 years bitter, which could make all the difference in the world. And Jody was spared the label of murderer, which is sometimes problematic on a college application.
So you think you were justified in lying?
I didn't lie. I fudged. I fudged for the greater good. Sean, someday, when you've been doing this job as long as I have, you'll understand that the only way to stay sane is to find ways to maneuver within the system. Unfortunately, I'll be long dead by then and won't get the satisfaction of saying I told you so.
You're Amy.
Yes.
I'm Carol. Right. I think I met you at my house, or at my mom's house one time. Well, I haven't met you since I've been sleeping with your brother. No. I mean, yes. Yes, that's true. Is he around? He's in the shower. Because we kind of had a fight earlier, I just wanted to apologize. It was dumb. I was a jerk.
It was about his article. So do you want to come in and wait?
Yeah, I guess I will. You know what? I'm imposing. I shouldn't be here. So I'll go. You sure? Yeah. Just tell him I'll call him later. It's nice to meet you again.
You too.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Talking to somebody?
Your sister.
Amy? She's here?
She left. She said she would talk to you later.
I brought chocolate chip cookies. Want one?
You're taking me to Long Lane.
Yes, I know.
Is it bad there? I've heard stories.
You'll be okay.
Do you think my mom will come visit me?
I don't know.
She can't stay mad forever, can she?
Most people don't. I'll come see you when I can, and I'm sure that the Cliftons will too. I want you to know I'm not going to let you go through this alone.
Will someone tell my mom where I am? In case she wants to come visit?
I'll do that.
And will you give her this? It's a picture of me. So she won't forget. And she can show it to my baby sister. Do you think she will?
Yes, I do.
Time to go.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, detectives search for suspects in a murder case. Don't miss Law and Order, next on TNT.
ভাই কি দেখেন?
বাইকটা কি আপনার?
হ্যাঁ আমার ভাই কিছে
নাম্বার প্লেট কই?
সেটা দিয়ে আপনার কি দরকার?
রাইট দেন।
হ্যাঁ রাইট দিই, কিছে?
বেরিবাদ যাবেন?
না ভাই এই মুহূর্তে বেরিবাদ যাবো না ভাই।
ভাই চলেন না, আমার মায় অসুস্থ।
ভাই আমার রাইট শেষ, আমার পোলার আছে জন্মদিন, আমার তাড়াতাড়ি বাড়ি যাইতে হবে, আমি যাইতে পারবো না। তো আপনি আর একটা রাইড দেখেন, এ নিয়ে যাবে আপনারে।
ভাই বিপদ তার বইলে আসেন, আমার মায় অসুস্থ ভাই, আপনার মা অসুস্থ থাকলে কি একজন হেল্প করতো না?
এই মুহূর্তে ভাই এই বেরিবাদে আমার বাড়িটা থাকলো উল্টা দিকে, আমার যাইতে অনেক দেরি হয়ে যাবে।
ভাই একটু স্যাক্রিফাইস করেন না ভাই, আমার মা অসুস্থ, আপনার মা অসুস্থ থাকলে কি আপনি করতেন না? আরে একটু বাড়াই দেবো ভাই, চলেন ভাই।
আরে এই সময় বেরিবাদ কেমনে যাবো
ভাই? আয়ান না, আমি তো আপনার সাথে যাইতেছি ভাই, আমার একটু নামাই দিয়ে আসেন, খুব দরকার ভাই। চলেন ভাই।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে চলেন। ভাই কোন দিকে? ভাই আর কোন দিকে যাবো কোন তো? সেই কখন থেকে তো সামনে সামনে ঘুরতেছে।
মা, শফিকরে ডাক দাও।
আমার অনেক রাত হয়েছে।
তাহলে একটা কাজ করো, ওর জন্য একটা কেকের পিস রেখে দাও।
আচ্ছা রাইখা দিব না, কাল সকালে তুই দিয়ে আসিস।
মা, মোমবাতি কই?
মোমবাতি আনতে তো ভুলে গেছি একদম।
তাহলে কাজ করো, বাবাকে আনতে কইয়া দাও।
তোর বাপ কি জানে যে কেক কিনে নিয়ে আসছি? আচ্ছা আগে আসো, তারপরে দোকানে পাঠাবো নেবো মানে।
তাহলে একটা কাজ করি, আমি নিজে গিয়ে নিয়ে আসি।
ছোট মানুষের রাতেবেলা বাইরে যাওয়া নিষেধ তোরে শিখাইছি না?
তাহলে আবার একটা কাজ করো, বাবাকে ফোন দিয়ে কইয়া দাও বেলুন আনতে, আর বলবা যে তাড়াতাড়ি আসতে।
আর একটু অপেক্ষা করি, হ্যাঁ, তারপর কমুনি।
Nhớ đấy. Mày cầm mẹ một đi. Dương ơi, người ta xem AMU của tao đi. Có chết trong quả dưa. Có chết trong quả dưa. Quỷ ơi máu à. Kiếm mình Mona, ôi kiếm Mona chuẩn đét. Bài bài đéo ra xỉa rách như Zana lắc kiểu gì. Nhưng mà tao thấy nó cũng mạnh ấy, tao mới chơi. Vừa tao đánh cái bài này tiếp cho cái đéo kia thằng chỗ 10. Chứ tao chưa 10 chứ kiểu lắm. Thế là Cường phải đến mùng 8 được về à? Không, thằng ấy nhót mà, nhót. Từ Dương về quê không biết. Xa bình tĩnh làm mau. Em hiểu một chút to ấy, Tuấn, em hiểu thực sự to ấy. Em hiểu hôm ấy ngủ nhà, ngủ giường anh chặt quá, thích cấp giường không, sang giường kia mà ngủ. Kìa ngủ với Dương với cả Hiếu với cả Nam. Không có Nam béo à? Hôm qua xong hôm qua mất rồi, không mất. Này cái bài chỉ nhớ là trọng tài, nếu nhớ là cái đéo ở dưới. Cao Cường này, 2 trên 3 Cao Cường này. Ui, đừng gì đừng thế. Ôi, tôi làm khen thôi. Sao đâu rồi vừa thôi. Quá tèo. Ngoài hai cái tập lưng ấy. Hai tập lưng mà. Xa mới díp tập. Xa mới díp. Anh bách cực mạnh mà anh đang thả bài xong rồi anh bách cực mạnh. Để qua lõi hàm một cửa chi linh ấy. Núp vào. Quá khổ à. chồng ơi, tập khen kìa. Rồi vẫn là thằng Kerry ạ. Vẫn lắc ba vẫn là thằng Kerry ạ. Cút. Qua lúc quá. Mua bất tử Dương ơi. Đéo chết. Đéo chết. Lại hiểu rồi, lại hiểu rồi. Quỷ chết vậy. May đồ thôi. Tao khen này xong tới lên 8 nhé, tao khen lên 3 cao cường nữa. Rồi quỷ 3 cao cường, 2 hiền giả, 2 long vương, 2 cảnh vệ, 2 pháp sư, 2 sứ thanh hóa, 2 lực sĩ, 2 hung linh. Rồi xong. Số 7. Tội à. Nó thằng bác phải. Seekers à. Chúng rất quen rồi. Bây giờ. Hello em Vũ. Ôi thằng này đi rồi. Phải gặp anh là đen thế. Ham mua cho thấm à. Tổng này xếp tiền thôi. Xếp ti lên tiếp rồi. Con 3 này, 2 3 3 3 4 3 này. Là 5 con 3 này, 5 con này là 5 con 3 sao. 5 3 sao. Quỷ đét, mua tôi cởi chuồng. Amu còn 3 máu vậy. Amu hồi tí máu rồi mà. Quỷ à. 3.500 máu à. Rồi có đánh đằng nhà này không? Quang bạt mày đi. Thằng nào đánh cây xa này, thần thoại này. Hiu điên. Cái nhà này hiu điên. Mày ghê. Hiu điên vậy broccoli. Mày hiu ghê vậy. Thằng cái đào. Đâu ấn pháp sư à? Có pháp sư rồi, kể đi. Pháp sư là tăng gì? Tăng 150 máu. Pháp sư à? Bắt cho ăn đi đâu ấy? Yes. Để pháp sư đắp cho đi này. Pháp sư đâu? Rồi, tăng chất cả đồng minh. Pháp sư tăng chất cho múa. Này cũng đánh lắc mà lắc đồ ạ. Rồi, phần 7. Một toái 9 cam sinh. Đây là một quả lucky block. Đó từ nhỉ, một cái chỗ mà farm game ấy kia ra rồi. Ui, mày sắp chơi được. Ui, tao sẽ chơi được 12 tiếng rồi, tao chơi được 9,7 giờ rồi. Xong. Đấy, anh treo nữa, anh trong nghịch nhé. Thầy bá đạo thế nào. Nói gì đây? Nói gì qua. Tôi muốn nhìn sự kiện đấy. Sao? Mình nhìn có thằng 5.000 mà qua. OP à. là map à? Ai à? Bán những bật nảy về chơi búa à? Quý à? Cày xa, ai cày xa qua mất lửa cây búa đâu, cày xa. Ô trời ơi, hỏi cụ cày xa. Vẫn lắc quăng đầu điên, lắc ba quăng đầu điên, Amu vẫn chưa chết. À, quý đấy. Amu vẫn chưa chết nha. Làm kỳ không có nhiều nhỉ? Amu không có nhiều 8.000 máu. Mày cứ Amu hồi 9.000 máu ở trường của sao? Chửi nhau à? gì xúc vào đầu.